Start the movie reviews. So, this is Shriek, If You Know What I Did Last Friday the 13th. Coolio is in this movie. And that's I think the main reason why you kept bugging me to watch this, because you like Coolio's in it. Well, yeah, no, I know that. Respect.
So I was like, I have to watch Shriek.
Rest in peace. But I gotta say, I did not
Not
like...
his best work.
Well, no, Leprechaun 5 in the Hood. Just kidding. That's worse, actually, than this. But because...
I liked him on Duckman.
Duckman...
The episode where Coolio adopts Duckman, or Duckman adopts Coolio.
I've never watched that show, but I know what it is. I didn't grow up with cable. But anyways, let's get into this movie.
I was born with a satellite dish in my mouth. My dad's a hacker.
You had the TV.
Yeah, but that's all I had.
I did not have the TV. Anyway, Shriek, If You Know What I Did Last Friday the 13th, from the year 2000. So we said this a little bit earlier, but I'll say it again. This came out about the same time as Scary Movie, and it's basically Scary Movie but different. And I do think this was worse than Scary Movie. I don't think it's quite as funny. It's really dumb. There was a couple things that I liked about it, but more so that I didn't like about it. I did write down my favorite joke, and we'll get into that. But 14% is pretty rough on Rotten Tomatoes. It's sold out of 7 reviews, but still, so there's probably 1 positive out of 7. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't get noticed.
Well, because they put this on TV instead of doing a theatrical release, because this was literally 2 months after Scary Movie came out. Although this came out closer to Halloween, which maybe makes sense.
Yeah.
Wet Your Pants, funny. Better than Scary Movie 2, says this person. I don't know if I honestly, the second one's really bad, so I don't know. The spoof movies, for me, they have to really hit. The jokes really have to be funny. They can be stupid, because they all are, that's the point, but they have to actually be funny.
Yeah, I think I fell asleep for, Scary Movie 3.
Yeah, they get worse and worse, the Scary Movies. There's 5 or 6 of them.
It's worse than Final Destination.
Imagine the lamest joke you've ever heard and then stretch it out to around an hour and 15 minutes.
My finger.
That is kind of accurate, honestly. That review is not far off. 31% audience score, so a little bit higher than 14, but the audience clearly doesn't really like this either. But that's the Rotten Tomatoes page. So let's look at the IMDb page. 3.9, which is pretty bad for IMDb, but again, this movie is pretty bad, so that's fair. Let's go.
Yeah, you can tell they have budget, but what are they doing with it?
Not writing good jokes. But anyway, what they're doing with
strike
it
was a TV thing, right? Or did it affect the movies?
It's all of everybody in the guild.
Oh man!
So yeah,
See,
it would
that's
be
what
TV and
happened.
movies.
Someone like me was hanging out in the alley next to the dumpster, just telling themselves weird stories, and they are like, "Hey, you want to write for a big company?"
Yeah, you want your name on Shriek, the whatever the fuck. I don't want to.
Yeah,
say
you can come up with the title.
I don't want to. I don't want to say the title every time I talk. I'm just gonna call it Shriek from now on.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that someone like me came up with this whole thing.
There you go. But yeah, Coolio is in this. He plays the principal. He is in this more than he
the
is.
The administrator, formerly known as principal.
Oh, I just realized one of the kids, Stephen Anthony Lawrence, he is Beans in Even Stevens, which I just reviewed, Even Stevens movie. So that's cool. Some of the same actors. One of the little kids. Oh yeah, he plays Chucky for a second, because they're like, look, it's Chucky, just to throw in all the parodies they can. That's right. He's in it for a second.
A bit.
Yeah, just one quick bit, yeah. But yeah, Coolio is top to 6 billion. I just want to talk real quick, though, about Leprechaun 5 in the Hood, because he's in it. It's just for one, it's funny because it's the most shameless cameo I've ever seen in any movie. Coolio's in it. He has second to top billing in the movie, so you think he's gonna at least say a word or something. But there's a rap song in this, because it's in the Hood. It's Leprechaun 5 in the Hood.
Go ninja, go!
Not quite that level, but at one point they're like, oh hey, it's Coolio, and the camera literally pans over and it's like, And that's all you get of Coolio the whole movie.
You get like a sigh.
It's literally him just going nodding with his arms crossed. Yeah, and that's it. And it's like he got second to top billing. He literally wandered on the set, and they're like, "You want to be in the movie, Coolio?" I was like, "Give me $5,000." They're like, "Okay." That's what I think happened. That's what I think happened.
You just need to find someone in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, exactly. And then it made their movie look more prestigious because like, oh, Coolio is second to top billing. He must have like a major role in this movie.
Right.
But he does not at all.
Yeah, they do that sometimes.
Yeah. Someone just followed me. Thank you so much, Rider Pride 639. I appreciate you. We were getting some followers today. That's always nice to see. So thanks so much, folks. Let's continue on with the review. The IMDb page. Let's look down, see if any of the cast is notable, other than I noticed Beans, who played Chucky.
Mink Stoll. She's in like every John Waters film.
Okay, yeah, totally.
Tom Arnold.
Yeah, you're right.
How could you miss Tom Arnold?
I wasn't there yet.
Oh.
But I'm going down. But now I'm seeing. Yeah, I know Tom Arnold. Yeah, of course. Dowie.
Yeah.
Who is obviously a takeoff of
Dewey.
Luke Wilson's character. Yes, Dewey. In Scream. But yeah, that's the thing that, like, I get that they were sort of racing to get these movies done, but it's just like, it's the same thing as Scary Movie, but just not as funny, and that ruins a lot of it.
Scary Movie doesn't have Go Ninja Go.
This had Go Ninja Go in it?
No, it has Coolio.
Okay, okay. Coolio,
I'm making fun of
Coolio didn't
Teenage
do Go
Mutant
Ninja.
Ninja Turtles too.
Yeah, but Coolio didn't do Go Ninja Go Ninja. You know this, right? It's Vanilla Ice. It's Vanilla Ice who did that.
Analogy.
Okay, I thought you were being literal, so I just wanted to make sure what's going on.
Me? Literal?
Let's look at. There's no story. I don't need to go into the storyline. It's just a parody of these horror movies.
Scream.
It's Scream, and mainly a parody of Scream, but of course they slip in other movies too. Right quick. There's even a Baywatch parody. They try to fit in as much as they can. Hey, glad to finally catch you live and see your content. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Who are you, if you don't mind my asking? If I know you in reality. If you don't want to tell me, that's okay. But I am curious. But either way, thank you for being here. Let's go down and see the box office information, which there is none of because it was put straightly on TV. But the $5 million budget. This probably had a lower budget than Scary Movie. Probably by a little bit. But the low budget, it shows for a certain extent. It's not like the effects are the biggest problem with this. It's definitely the writing.
Yeah, you can see that they have budget.
Yeah, it's just the writing is so bad is what makes this a little bit hard to watch for me anyway. And I'll get into the notes now. Let's look at the notes. Yeah. I have my machine here.
The note machine.
Yeah, also known as an iPhone 6 or whatever this is. 8 maybe, I forget. Anyways, yeah, I have the right page open. So first thing, we've already sort of commented on, but I'll just say it again. The name isn't good. That's my first note. It's too long. Sorry, it's just too long in my opinion. At the beginning, like this is one of the first things you see in the movie. It's like a CGI fly that gets zapped. And this is an early movie, so this is definitely just a nitpick, but the CGI does not look good. That's my note for that. And then, what are you saying? I'm one of the volunteers. Oh, for Saskatoon Meetups group. Oh, okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining the stream. I appreciate it a great deal. That's awesome of you to come hang out with me while I talk about this terrible movie. Let's see, what do I have next? They say it's a store-bought ghost mask, but we saw it get melted from a Jason mask earlier in the movie. So that's sort of a gag that I didn't actually mind though, at the beginning, where they have the classic, the hockey mask Jason, and he gets electrocuted, I think by the bug zapper, and then it like melts into the ghost face mask from Scream, and I thought that was it wasn't a terrible gag. I kind of liked that.
Yeah, fun origin.
But then it doesn't make sense later on when they say it's a store-bought mask. It's not.
Yeah,
But it's not a store-bought ghost face
No.
mask. That's my little nitpick for that, because they say it is. And I guess you could make the argument, how would they know? They're just speculating. But then how would they also know that it's store-bought? But yeah, just a little bit of a nitpick there. That's not a major note by any means. Dog shit excuse. Okay, this is my favorite joke in the whole movie. When the guy, Dowie, the cop or the fake cop, whatever. We'll get into that too, because I have notes about that. Dog shit, excuse me, canine shit. I thought that was funny, because he's like, excuse my language. I meant to say canine shit. That was a good gag. I like that joke. My next note is just, this is so dumb. I think at a certain point I was like, fuck, these jokes are cringy, and this movie is really dumb. This was probably like 20 minutes into the movie. Why
Makes a good date movie.
I mean, I guess it depends. I bet you and Kai love the shit out of this movie.
I told you, my third date movie is Edward Scissorhands.
I like Edward Scissorhands. That's good. Why are the track team urine samples multicolored? I guess it's a joke, but I don't get what the joke is. It's just like they do a quick
color blue
pan.
was invented in 1995.
But why is the P of the track team blue? I don't get.
Because before 1995, blue wasn't available to food products.
So that's the joke, is that they have magic P?
We were all going around with blue tongues all day, every day, for the first couple of years there.
Maybe it's I'm not from that generation, so I don't get it kind of thing. But it still seems weird to me with the multicolored. Seems like a weird joke still, but moving on. Couldn't read the fine print on Mystery Meat. This is the same sort of clip where they show the multicolored urine, and then they have the thing where it's like, says Mystery Meat, but then I paused it. I could not read the fine print. It's too small. If you have little jokes like that, you gotta make sure you can read them. And I wanted to see, even though it probably wasn't that good, I paused it and it was too blurry and too small. I couldn't read it. But I couldn't read the fine print on the Mystery Meat. They could have.
It's a mystery.
Yeah, if it's forever a mystery, I guess. Exactly. They could have done more jokes with the safe sex kit. All the only jokes where they're just like, it's a safe sex kit. I feel like if they because it's a big box, they could have pulled out
like
a helmet,
big briefcase,
or
at least.
Yeah, that's what I mean. A big briefcase, big suitcase, whatever. They bring out it would have been funny if they brought out a helmet or shoulder pads or something. That would have been a good way to go with that bit. But again, just loss of comedy. There's moments where they could have had jokes, but they didn't. Namely that moment.
There has to be a punchline, and you need to get there.
It's safe sex kit. That's it. It's there could have been more there. Little homophobic, but it was a different time. There's some usage of the FAG word, that kind of thing. But the year 2000, it was a different time.
Yeah.
They couldn't get the rights to the Chariots of Fire song, but and it was funny because even they're clearly trying to do that scene do at one point, and you can tell that that's what they're trying to do. But I watched movies almost always with the subtitles, and the subtitles said Chariot of Fire type song, and I was like, that's
how do I reach these kids?
Yeah, and I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah. Okay, so this is a joke I really hated. The Fueler joke, where it's about Ferris Bueller, because the part where Ben Stein's like, Bueller, anyone, and the joke is the teacher needs someone to get the fueler to juice up the projector, which doesn't make sense, but I guess that's the joke too.
Because really old equipment at the school, really.
Yeah,
really
no, I
old.
guess that's but I don't think that actually exists.
Yeah, no, that was weak.
But that's the joke. I get that that's the joke, but I didn't think it was funny. But yeah, I groaned when they're like, fueler, anyone. I was like, fuck, that's bad. Plus, wouldn't the teacher do that? Really, they're gonna make the kid go fuel it up? You fuel up your own fucking machine. Stop making the kids do it. Gratuitous tit shot, but there's no boobs. I get that it's 14A or whatever, but it's you're making that joke. It's like, oh wait, we're going to show the gratuitous tit shot, and then they cover it up, and they're like, it's not funny. It just makes me angry. I want to see the
blow-up
boobs.
doll is naked the entire time, I think.
Yeah, but those aren't real boobs though. It's the blow-up doll.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, the criteria. There's certain criteria here.
Boobs are boobs.
I know that's how you feel, but I have a little bit more to my criteria than you.
Yeah, you want squishy boobs.
I want real boobs.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
That's boob.
I don't understand how Coolio got his feet electrocuted or whatever. I don't understand like what happened. There's a point where he just like gets killed and he falls over and his feet are electric and
Is this perhaps
I don't understand.
a nod to Brother from Another Planet?
It could be, because they show his feet.
But
I
like,
don't know.
what an obscure nod for them to make.
If it even is that though, too, like I don't know, but
no, not likely.
Yeah.
Not if they're spoofing like newer movies.
It's just another point. This movie doesn't seem to know how to make good jokes. But anyway, at least they make fun of how bad the movie is a little. I kind of like the part where they're like parodying the part in Scream where it's like, remember all these parts in horror movies that happen and you got to watch out for all these cliches because this is like we're in a horror movie. It's the same sort of scene, but we're in a parody movie, so there's lots of dick jokes and stupid jump scares and that kind of thing. Cheap Shot, all the cats are named Cheap Shot and stupid names like that.
Like racehorses.
Yeah, exactly. Bone, okay, this part I really didn't like, but again, I guess the aging of the movie. Boner is one of the characters' names, and he's literally like has drugged a woman and is about to rape her, and I just didn't think that was funny at all. It's gross.
That was the biggest horror.
Yeah, I did not like that, and I was like kind of excited when they killed him. I was like, okay, he deserves to die, but then they just bring him back, and it's like, fuck, everything that I was excited about is gone. It's like, good, he's dead, he deserves to die because he's a rapist, but no, he's back. They act
because you can't keep a bad guy down. That's why there's always sequels.
Yeah, and that's another joke in this movie where they're like, oh, we're gonna end it 3 times and be like, oh, the sequel.
No, but they had the character, the administrator formerly known as principal.
Yeah.
Right? They had to know they're lucky to finish this one.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. They act, okay, this is my last note for the whole movie. They act like Dowie is a real cop, but it's been established that he's not. He's the only like cop handling this whole case, but he's not a real cop. He's a security guard. I get this is a spoof movie, and they just sort of wanted to make fun of him, do all the classic like mall cop jokes or whatever, but it doesn't make sense. There would be actual cops on this case, and not him as a security guard. So
Did they report it to anyone other than him?
There's some stuff with the radio, so maybe, and like later at the end, other real cops do show up at the end.
Yeah.
So it's again that doesn't make any sense because like, is he communicating with it? Is he a real
he's
cop?
The brother of whoever. And they were like,
yeah.
Oh hey, this shit's going on, fix it. And he's like, oh, all right.
I think the whole point of trying to look at the plot holes in this movie is kind of pointless though, because this is just a spoof movie and the plot isn't important. It's just the jokes. But like I said, the jokes aren't even good, so it really fell flat for me, and I am gonna give it below 5. I really didn't like it.
That's fine.
But that's allowed because I'll watch whatever, but I'm honest. I'm honest with how I feel about movies.
Yeah, when I watched it, when I saw that it was on Tubi, I fell asleep while I was watching it, so it's not all fresh, but
no, that's fair.
Yeah, it put me to sleep.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to add, Steve?
Oh, shit.
If you don't, it's okay.
No, I'm just thinking, because I'd hate to have something later when I'm done talking.
This is one that you suggested. This is a Stevie pick. A Stevie pick here.
Yeah, because it's so terrible. But, like,
it really was
for no
bad.
goddamn reason, Coolio's the fucking school principal, but he doesn't do any principaling. He spends the whole time in the hot tub.
And not really principaling, you're right, but he does do some stuff.
But not, like...
No, not, like,
school administrator
faculty shit. Stuff. No, you're right. Like, he's, like, watching the women change and stuff.
Who let him in? He's like, out of my way, I'm Coolio. Or what?
Or, the artist formerly known as principal or whatever it is.
Yeah, administrator.
Administrator, that's of course. Shriek, if you know what I did last Friday the 13th. I'm gonna give it 4. I think it's better than Mighty Ducks 2. But I didn't like it.
6.8.
6.8 for Stevie. I did a terrible.
Somehow this means 6.8.
Yeah, well, close enough. We don't have 6.8 fingers, so close enough. Shriek, if you know what I did last Friday the 13th, I gave it 4 out of 10. To get below 5 for me, I really have to hate it, and I didn't like it a lot, so I gave it below 5, 4 out of 10, and Stevie gave it 6.8. Stevie's, that's the end of this review. We got one more movie to talk about, but yeah, 4 out of 10 and 6.8. Shriek, if you know what I did last Friday the 13th.